Good morning, students. So, today we are going to learn the fourth lesson of our history, that is the Vedic civilization. Okay, and in this, we are going to see some points. That is, the first one is what is being called as Vedic civilization and what is being called as Veda, how it is being derived from which word, as well as the four Samhitas and the day to day life of the Vedic people. Vedic literature. As you all know, literature means what? The written scripts. So, the civilization that is based on the Vedic literature is called Vedic civilization. The Vedas are considered to be our earliest literature. The Vedas were composed by many sages or rishis. Such Vedic hymns were also being composed by women also. So, the Vedic literatures are being written by whom? The sages or rishis, and some of the hymns are also being written by women. So, okay, see this. The Vedic literature, right? Now, the Vedic literature is written in which language? It is written in Sanskrit, okay? And the Vedic literature is very rich and diverse. The Vedas. So, now we are going to learn what is being called as and how it is being derived. The term Veda is derived from the word vid, and vid means what? To know or knowledge. So Veda word is been derived from a word that is vid, and its meaning is to know or knowledge. The knowledge of Veda which is given orally is what we call a Shruti. You can see in the picture also, the Vedas has been preserved through the oral tradition. It is what we call as Shruti. There are four Vedas. See this. The Rig Veda, Samveda, Atharva Veda and Yajur Veda. The Vedic texts are known as Samhita. So the Vedic text, whatever these four are there, these are what called as Samhita. Now we are going to learn the first Samhita, what is being called, that is Rig Veda. Writing arranged in a metrical rhyme called verse means whatever the rhymes or the hymns are there written in this is what we call as verse, and each verse of a Veda is known as Richa. The Veda consisted of Richas are called Rig Veda. Richas means a verse composed to praise deity. Richa means what? A rhyme which is being composed to admire or to express a particular god is what it is included in a Rig Veda. Okay. Rig Veda is also called as the collection of hymns and lyrics. Lyrics is also called as shlok. When a number of richas are put together to praise a particular deity, the poetic composition is called a sukta. Means when a number of richas are put together to admire a particular god in a poetic composition is what we call as sukta. Rigveda consists of many suktas composed to praise different deities. Means Rigveda is consisting many suktas which is being composed to praise different gods. Okay, deities means what? God. And now we are going to see the meaning of some suktas. O Almighty, may it rain in plenty, may we get the plenty crop in our field, may there be plenty of milk for our children. So this is one example given here, the meaning of a sukta. And the second one is there, that is, may the cows come to our house and stay happily in their pens. May they bear many calves. Students, let's start with the second Samhita, that is Yajurveda. You can see the picture here. The yajna is going on. That is also called as yagya, right? Uh, let's see what the Yajurveda consists of. The Yajurveda consists of mantras altered during the yajna. It consists all the mantras, whatever it is being told at the time of yagya. Okay. The second is the Yajurveda provides guidance about how and when the different mantras must be chanted during the yajna rites. Means it also provides us guidance how and when the different kind of mantras should be altered during the different yajna. Okay, and it also includes the sacrificial prayers like Bali in this, and the text includes these verses or political incantations and their explanation in the prose, and is also having the information that a mantra is there, as well as the knowledge of that mantra is given in a prose form, means in a para, to give the explanation of that mantra. Okay, now students, we'll start with the third Samhita, that is Samaveda. Samaveda is also called as a book of chant or song. It gives us the guidance on singing Rigveda verses to set a rhymes and tune at the time of yajna rites. Whatever the hymns or rhymes which is being written in the Rigveda, it gives tune to that so that they can be altered at the time of yajna rite. Okay, has contributed in major way in laying the foundation of Indian music. It has been contributed a major way for laying the foundation of our Indian music. And you have to remember the Manas, it is also called as a book of chant, and it lays the foundation in our Indian music. Students, we'll start with the fourth one of Samhita, that is Atharva Veda. Okay, and the Atharva Veda is named after the Atharva Rishi. The name of Atharva Veda is being got by the Atharva Rishi. Okay, and the second is the Veda is different from the other three Vedas. Whatever the three Vedas we have learned before, it is different from this three. Okay, and third one is it is concerned with many things in our day-to-day life of a people. It includes the solution to the adversities and disease. Adversities means what? A difficult or unpleasant situation. In Atharva Veda, the solution of that difficult situation as well as of disease is also being written in this. It also provides us the information of medicinal herbs, provides the guidance to the king about the way he should administer his kingdom. It in Atharva Veda it is also included that how the king should administer his kingdom or is to rule, how is to care the kingdom. All the guidance are being written in the Atharva Veda. As children, now we have seen the four Samhitas. The first one is Rigveda Samhita, second Yajurveda Samhita, third one is Samaveda Samhita, and fourth one is Atharva Veda Samhita. Now we are going to see the next topic. The Brahmana text, Aranyakas and Upanishads were written after the composition of Samhitas. Means after writing the Samhita, they have written these three. They are also included in the Vedic literature. It is also included in our Vedic literature. Now students will start with the first one, that is Brahmana text. Okay. Now in this we are going to learn what is being called as Brahmana text. See this, the Brahmanas are the prose text which explains the hymns in the Vedas. Means whatever the hymns or the verses which is there in the Veda, it gives the explanation in a paragraph form, and it also gives us the stories. related to the origin and their explanation in it. Okay. It also have some stories related to a certain person related to the Vedic literature. If a person's is been related to the Vedic text, his story also is being included in it. Okay. And they are composed to provide the guidance on using the Vedic mantras in yajna rite. It also gives us the guidance which on using the Vedic mantras in yajna rites. Okay. And each Veda has its different text called as Brahmanas. Now we are going to see the second one, that is Aranyakas. Okay. Aranyakas constitutes the philosophy behind the ritual sacrifice of an ancient Hindu sacred text. Okay. It gives us the philosophy of the sacrifice whichever it is done in the ancient Hindu sacred text. Aranyakas consist of the reflections or thoughts expressed after meditation with deep concentration in the. It is included the reflection or the thought whichever it has been expressed after the meditation in the forest. As in the older times they used to meditate in the forest, as you have also been seen the stories, right? So after that they are expressing their thoughts after the meditation. It is also been included in Aranyakas. Aranyakas are concerned with accurate performance of yajna rites, and it also concerned with the accurate performance of the yajna rite. The rules should be properly followed at the time of yajna rites. Okay. Students, we'll start with the third one, that is Upanishad. What is being called as Upanishad? Okay. You can see in this picture that the Rishi is whatever the children are there here, they are sitting in the feet of teacher and learning something, right? The term Upanishad indicates the knowledge acquired by sitting at the feet of a teacher. Human being also have wondered about the events like life and death. Means what? Upanishad is includes a knowledge whichever the person has got by sitting in the feet of a teacher. Means a person is speaking and someone is listening, and that whatever it has been written is called as Upanishads. Okay. And the human being has always wondered. Wondered means curious about the event like life and death. It is not easy to find answers to them, right? The Upanishad discusses such serious and profound issues. Means if the question to which we are not able to give answer, such kind of issues are being discussed in the Upanishad. Students, now we'll start with learning the day-to-day life of Vedic people. Okay, the Vedic literature is an important source for the study of those changes and of the day-to-day life in the Vedic period. The first what we are going to learn is the family system. See the picture clearly. You can see that at the time of Vedic people, the joint family system was prevalent in the Vedic period. The Grihapati was the head of the family and the man is responsible for the family. As man was very responsible for his family and the man is called as Grihapati. For example, in our family, the father is responsible for whatever thing happens in our house, right? So the father is being considered as what? Grihapati. Okay. This family system was patriarchal. In the initial period, there are reference to the women scholars. They were having the women scholars. Their names are also there. That is Lopamudra, Gargi, Maitreyi in Vedic literature. Now students, we have seen the family system of the Vedic people. Now we are going to see the houses. How the houses were made at the time of Vedic people. You can see the picture. The house during the Vedic period were earthen and wattle and dumb construction. Wattle means what? The wooden ladders, wooden sticks were used at the time to for constructing the houses. The wattle means the wooden lattice of wooden strips which is being dumped with the clay mixed with cow dung. They used to mix the clay and cow dung to make their house. Okay, such kind of house was called as griha or shala. Now students, we are going to see the foods which they used to eat, the diet of the Vedic people. The diet of the people mainly consisted of cereals like wheat, barley and rice, and they used to make different dishes with the help of these things. And also they used to eat milk, yogurt, ghee, butter, honey. Black gram, lentil, sesame and meat were also the part of their diet. Now children, we are going to see the clothing of the Vedic people. The people in the Vedic period used to wear cotton and woolen garments. They also used the valkals or clothes made from the barks of trees. Similarly, the animal skins were also being used for their clothing. Men and women used ornaments of gold, flower, garlands, strings made of beads, etc. A kind of pendant called as niksha, it seems to have been very popular at that time. It was also used as a currency. Now, let us see the musical instruments, whatever it has been used since the time of Vedic people. Singing, playing and musical instruments, dance, board games, chariot race and hunting were the main means of recreation. Their main musical instruments were veena, cymbals and the conch.